Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I'm going to be updating you on my progress in my Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan. This is a project that was created a number of years ago now by Alexy. She is a fantastic panner and just a fantastic content creator in general here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. I will, as always, have her linked in the description box below because, you know, everyone needs a little bit of Alexy in their lives, let's be honest. So historically, this has been one of my favorite projects to work on it. The first year that I did this, I focused on my limited edition and discontinued eyeshadow palettes, and I had so much fun. And then last year, I worked on all of my eyeshadow palettes, and I had so much fun. This year, I'm working on all of my single eyeshadows, and I'm not having fun. I have honestly been putting off this update because I have been dreading filming this update because I just have no progress to show you, and it breaks my heart because I love my single eyeshadows and I don't know why I just can't seem to get motivated to work on them, and it's a shame. I don't know if it's because I'm doing Pan That Palette this year, but I don't think that's what it is. I honestly think it's because I don't have the other eyeshadows within the palette to really inspire me. I just have the 6 sitting there together and they are very disjointed. So let's take a look at the eyeshadows that I'm currently working on, talk to you about my progress, talk to you about where I think I'm going to be shifting this project to go. So these are the shadows that I am currently working on. And as you can see, they are gorgeous, but they don't go together. And I'm just having so much trouble trying to figure out how I want to use them. So let's go ahead and let me change my battery because it's flashing, and then we'll talk about my progress. All right, back again, fresh battery. Sorry about that. I am a terrible YouTuber. Okay, so I have, of course, all of my markings here to tell you how many times I've used each of these products. So let's go ahead and just start from the top as far as my list goes. So the first shadow that we'll be talking about is from Adept Cosmetics. This is in the shade ACS 26. It is an absolutely beautiful bronzy shade that has this gorgeous sort of green grungy undertone to it. Really, really beautiful. I used it a total of 3 times last month. That is a total of 23 times since bringing it into this project. The next shade that is in here is this beautiful metallic green. This is Green Valley from Colored Rain. You can see there's a little bit of a dip starting in there, which is exciting. I used this twice since our last update for a total of 14 times in the course of this project. I have this gorgeous number right here. This is Ruby Stars. Come on, let's focus. Ruby Stars. And this is from Terra Moons. And you can see there is a little bit of a dip going on in it as well. It certainly looks nice and disrupted there in the pan. I only used that once since our last update for a total of 5 times since bringing it into this project. We have from Lethal Cosmetics, this is called Nocturnal. This is such a unique and gorgeous shade. It's this really beautiful, deep, deep brown that has this burnt, crispy aspect to it. Absolutely beautiful. I used that a total of 5 times since our last check-in for a total of 16 times in the course of this project. And then we also have, this is from Sydney Grace. This is the newest to the project. This is in the shade Brilliant, and I did use it a total of 5 times since drawing it in. And then I also have this sort of miscellaneous Natasha Denona shade. This is from the Love palette, but it's not a full size. It was a code from Sephora, so I don't remember what the actual shade name itself is, but it's really, really pretty. I did, however, only use it once since bringing it into this project. So that's what I was meaning. I just haven't found a good way to use them and be inspired by them. So I have decided to do a full refresh, and I am going to bring my palettes back to this project as well as my single shadows. So I pulled my spreadsheet back out from last year, so it's not updated. I have not been at all organized this year. I haven't added any of the palettes that I've gotten this year onto the spreadsheet, so I will have to do that between now and then. But I only made this decision last night while I was putting the kids to bed and thinking through what I wanted to film for this weekend, and I was like, I know I have to film this update, and I just don't feel good about where I'm at in it. So I need to make a change, and this is the change that I'm gonna make. So I'm gonna do a full refresh. I'm gonna draw 6 new shadows, and I'm going to pull from both sides. So the way that I'm going to do it today is I'm just going to take every available shade from my spreadsheet, which is a total of 2,128 pans of eyeshadow, as well as adding in my 285 single eyeshadows. I have put that into my Pretty Random app, so that's a total of 2,413 available shades. So let's go ahead and do some randomizing. Hey, come back. All right, so 1238, 991. Sorry about the glare from my, oh, that's better. Okay, from my window. 2006, 1766, 1811, and 1466. So let me go ahead and jump off camera and figure out what those shades are, and we'll see what we're going to be starting over with this year. All right, everyone, here we are back, and these are all of the eyeshadow palettes that we are going to be working on for this go-round. So let's go ahead and talk about the shades in each of them. So I've already got them swatched here on my hand, so I'll go ahead and give you a sneak peek. See if I can get that duochrome action in there. And I am already so excited. So excited. So let's go ahead and talk about them in the order in which I drew them. So the first number that I drew was 1238. That comes from this right here. This is a Naked Cosmetics trio that came in a BoxyCharm a very long time ago. But I keep it around because it's so stinking cute. These are the shades that are in there, and the shade that we are going to be working on is this green one right here. So it does not pull quite as green as it looks in the pan. It's really kind of a greeny gold sage sort of situation, but it looks really nice. So I am very excited to get some actual use out of that. I'm very excited about all of these palettes because I genuinely cannot remember the last time that I used any of these. That for me is very exciting to pull them back out into the light of day. The next number that we drew was 991, and that corresponds to my BH Cosmetics Love in London palette. I absolutely adore this palette, and you guys know I rave about BH Cosmetics all the time, especially their travel series. And the number 991 corresponds to Big Ben, which is this matte shade right here. And that is a little bit hard to tell, but it is this shade right here. And then 2006 comes from my Wahala palette, and I can tell you, I did a couple of looks on camera with this, and then I did not touch it again, which is a shame, because it is a beautiful palette. I mean, look at that. Why have I not been using that? So the number 2006 corresponds with the shade Rumors, which is this one right here. And that on my hand is this, of course, beautiful metallic there in the center. Love it. And then the number 1766 comes from my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. This is so old, but it still smells like peach. I don't love the peach scent that they used on this release here, but that is neither here nor there. And the shade that we got is Georgia, which is this shade right here, just a matte, very, very soft pink. And it is this shade right here. So Big Ben and Georgia are super similar and will be used in very similar ways. So probably pick one and then move on to the other later, but I'm excited to be getting use out of both of those palettes. The number 1811 comes to us from my Tartist Pro Remix palette. This got so much flack and I really like it. It may not be out of the box for many other brands, but for Tarte, I feel like this was Tarte really stepping out of the box for themselves. So the shade that we are going to be working on is Flow, which is this shade right here. And that is this super metallic silver with kind of a gold flash to it. It's really neat. I like it. And then the last shade that we'll be working on comes to us from my Nabla Poison Garden palette. And it is this incredibly interesting shade right here called Adoration. How do I do this? There we go. So it looks white in the pan, but I can't get the flash on there. It flashes to this intense ultraviolet. Like, look at that. I'm hoping that the camera is picking it up well and you're not getting distracted by Flow. It is just this really, really neat topper shade, and I'm very excited to work on it. And again, this palette in general, because as I just said, I haven't touched these palettes in so long, which is such a shame because they're beautiful. I have so much makeup that I need to be using it more. So I'm feeling much more invigorated by this switch up. I hope you guys aren't too upset with me for making this change. I know a lot of you were super excited to see more of my singles, and to be honest, I was excited to see more of my singles. It just wasn't working for me, and so I just needed to do something else. So I hope that you guys forgive me and that you will enjoy this sort of new take on my 2021 Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan. As always, everything that I'm working on is going to be linked in the description box below, as well as what's on my face and anything else that I can think of that you might be interested in, so make sure to check it out. Also, say hello in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you are having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.